Photographing one model can present its own challenges, but working with multiple, well, for that, we're gonna have to go behind the scenes. Work hard, rest often. What is going on, everyone? If you're new around here, my name is Finn Badgley. I'm a commercial photographer and content creator, and today I'm taking you behind the scenes of a shoot I did in collaboration with a local modeling agency where we got together a bunch of their models and did what we would call a little test shoot. And we wanted some group photos out of this to add some more variety. So consider this how you can work with multiple models at the same time to achieve a great result, and some things that I look for when I'm photographing them. Now for me, I always love doing shoots with more than one person, more than one model or anything, because I'm able to create more of a dynamic between them all. And it really lends to more interesting photos in my personal opinion. But this shoot had its own unique challenges. For example, it started raining right when we were about to shoot, but that's okay, because here's the thing that I've learned through working in the film industry and being a photographer is that when it starts raining, unless we need it to be clear skies, we're gonna keep shooting. So you throw a bag over the camera, throw a bag over the lights, and you keep on going. Obviously, put the models under some cover when you're not shooting, but when you need to, get back out there and fire off those shots. So even with the rain, what I really wanted was this vibe of a couple people just hanging out, kind of living their best life, as it were. I wanted some diversity in here, and really what I was looking for with these photos, and something that I do when I'm usually photographing multiple models in the same image, multiple people, is to have different levels between them. And that's really what you can use to up your composition, is have people lower, have people higher, have people at different points. So I'll have them stand farther back. I'll have one person a lot closer to me, somebody in the middle, and then focus on different ones, because you'll get an entirely different image out of it. And what I like to do is, for one, you definitely need to know all their names, so that way when you're taking those photos, you can be like, okay, Grace, you're gonna stand over here, do this kind of thing, and then you're gonna look off when she walks by. So that way you can just direct each of them individually versus going, hey, you, go there, do that. Hey, other, you over there. No, not you, the other one. Yeah, you on the right. Yeah, no, you're right, not my right. It's a whole thing, and nobody ever wants that. So if you can, I'm historically not the best with names, but if you can, get everybody's name, because it will save your life. Trust me. Now, even with that in mind, I didn't want this to feel too static, so I want them moving around with me. I want us to be doing a bit of a dance here. So for some of these, I had them all walking towards the camera, almost like they're just owning the streets here, and I would have certain ones of them turn at certain points, which led to a lot of these great photos. For these ones in particular, I had a 2-light setup. I had a backlight giving this glow because I really wanted that sunny feel. Even if there was some rain in the photos, I wanted it to be like more of a sun shower type thing versus like a cloudy, rainy day. And then I had my key light actually illuminating their face. You get that nice catch light in the eyes, bring some sparkle to it, and it creates a great look that way. And then also having my diffusion filter on the lens, I was able to kind of have that backlight be a little bit glowier, give this nice natural glow that we're getting here. A very commercial fashion look is what we're going for here, something modern, but something that's also punchy, comes through, and a little bit timeless as well. So I definitely think we achieved that with these images. And then something else that I wanted to do, because I'm working with a modeling agency here, and some of these models were newer faces, I know that they need particular photos for the models, for their book, for their portfolio. And because of that, I want to provide the most value I can to the agency. So as we're shooting, I'm taking solo portrait fashion shots of each model. So we'll do the group shots, and then I'll focus on each model individually, getting different styled shots here. And I want to make sure to be getting close-ups on the face. I want to get a couple medium shots, and I want to get the full body. So that way any people who are looking to book them for jobs are able to see the range that they have, are able to see them from multiple perspectives and different poses, different looks, trying not to keep things too general here. because if all these images look the same, they're not getting as much value. And I'm all about providing value to anyone I work with, so that's why I do that. And it definitely does help the models because they have that variety in there. And that way, it's not just going to be, oh, all full bodies in the book, or all 3/4, or all close-ups. Like, you're able to actually see who the person is. You're able to see their look in multiple contexts, which is always something useful if you're photographing models on a test shoot like this. And this is also something I'll generally do when I'm working with brands as well, is get a wider shot and then get some close-ups as well, whether it be on the product, on details, etc., depending on whatever we're shooting. So that way they have more variety and it tells a complete story. So you have the establishers, you have those details, you get everything in between, and it's just a great final package that people generally tend to really enjoy. Now, in addition to all these solo shots and the group shots, I wanted at least like one incredible hero photo, basically something that the main photo from this that I'm going to put in my portfolio. Maybe I'll get it printed, something like that. So that way it's this really standout image that I had in my head even before this whole shoot started, which is something I love to do, is just create an idea, at least one image that's for me, for the direction I'm taking my work. So that way I can really have something that I'm proud of. And if I am putting that into the shoot, then everyone's going to get more value out of it anyways. And this right here is that particular image, because you can see we're getting a range of expressions here. We're getting that nice glow. Everyone's outfit is working together, and we're getting those levels that have you go across the image so beautifully. I really, really am happy with how this turned out. We get that nice natural glow. It's just a great image all around. Also, it did stop raining at this point, and it just lended to a look that actually is what we do on Hollywood movie sets, is wet down the road before we shoot, even if it's on a sunny day, because it just looks a little punchier and looks great in camera. So we ended up accidentally getting that amazing look there, which I'm super happy with. Something that I always love when models do this is they'll just throw something at me and it'll look great. Like the one model here, and she was like, how do you feel about jumping shots? And I was like, oh yes, absolutely, let's do it. And suddenly she throws this at me and we do a couple times. I think this only took like maybe 5 runs of it to get it, because I was looking for that decisive moment, took the shot, and this is the result that we get from it. And it just looks super cool. I'm really pumped with how this turned out, really punchy, and just really kind of captures this great moment, which I love. Now, one last image that I really wanted to get at the end of this shoot, I had my 35mm film camera with me, and I had this idea of a shot where 2 of the models would be blurry, but one of them would be sharp and in focus. And for this, I wanted to shoot it on film just to get that look to it. So I had one walk back and forth towards the camera and the other one walk in front of the model, who was just more so standing, hanging out, posing off on the one side here, framing in that rule of thirds type of thing. And to get this one solid keeper image that I am absolutely in love with, it took a lot of tries, and because it was film, I could not guarantee that I got it, but I felt like I did based on the results that I saw. Now, to do this, I was actually hand holding this camera at about a 15th of a second. Now, that is risky, and you can see from a lot of these shots, there is that motion blur in them, but I knew if I took enough, I would probably get it. Now, the danger here using a film SLR as opposed to a digital mirrorless camera is that mirror flapping up and down is causing more camera shake. So even that, you might get a little bit in there, but this image came out really sharp, and I'm actually super pumped with how it turned out. I just love how off to the side she's perfectly framed up, perfectly in focus, and then everyone else is a little bit blurry. It just really creates this nice atmosphere to it, and I'm really happy with how this image turned out. I had to hold the camera super steady because I was not on a tripod, but it worked out, and sometimes these little risks are totally worth it. Should I have taken some backup photos digitally as well? Probably, but I still nailed the shot, so at the end of the day, that is what matters. Now, If you're looking to do test shoots with different models or anything like that, let me know if you'd like to see a video on how you can actually set up a shoot like this, as opposed to just the behind the scenes of the actual technical process of shooting it. Now, with all that said, I hope you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it. If you did, make sure to drop a like and leave a comment if you want to see more different photo shoot behind the scenes from me in the future. And drop a comment if you want to see more different photography behind the scenes from me in the future. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell to be notified for all future videos. Work hard, rest often. And as always, my friends, I'll see you on the next one.